First question. Consider the following pairs. Here, river name and its origin point were given and they are asking for correctly matched pair. Here, rivers are Jhelum, Satluj and Beas. For Jhelum, origin point in the question is Verinag, and for Satluj, it is Raksas Tal, and for Beas, it is Parashar Lake. For this question, correct answer is 1 and 2 only. It is option A is correct. The Jhelum is an important tributary of Indus. Rises from a spring at Verinag situated at the footprint of Pir Panjal in southeastern part of Valley of Kashmir. Hence pair 1 is correctly matched. The Ravi is another important tributary of Indus. It rises west of Rohtang Pass in the Kulu hills of Himachal Pradesh and flows through the Chambal Valley of the state. The Beas is another important tributary of Indus, originating from Beas Kund near the Rohtang Pass at an elevation of 4000 meters above the mean sea level. Hence, pair 3 is not correctly matched. The Satluj originate in the Raksas Tal near Manas Sarovar at an altitude of 4555 meters in Tibet, where it is known as Langcheng Kambab. Hence, pair 2 is correctly matched. Second question. With reference to biotic potential, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It is maximum rate at which a population can increase when environmental conditions are ideal. Statement 2. The biotic potential of a species varies with its frequency of reproduction and survival rate. For this question, correct option is option C. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Biotic potential. Populations vary in their capacity to grow. The maximum rate at which a population can increase when resources are unlimited and environmental conditions are ideal is termed as population's biotic potential. Each species will have a different biotic potential due to various in the species. Reproductive span, it is how long an individual is capable of reproducing. The frequency of reproduction, how often an individual can reproduce. Litter size, how many offspring are born each time, and survival rate also. It is how many offspring survive to reproductive age. Hence option C is the correct answer. Third question. Which of the following statements is not correct statement regarding various motions in the parliament? Option A. Adjournment motion draws attention of the House to matters of urgent public importance. Option B. Calling attention motion can be introduced in either House of the Parliament. Option C. Censure motion, if passed, leads to resignation of the Council of Ministers. Option D. No confidence motion could be moved against the entire Council of Ministers only. For this question, correct statements are A, B and D. Not correct statement is option C. Censure motion, if passed, leads to resignation of Council of Ministers. Adjournment motion, it is introduced in the Parliament to draw attention of House to a definite matter of urgent public importance and needs to support of 50 members to be admitted. The concept of calling attention is of Indian origin. It is an innovation in the modern parliamentary procedure and combines the asking of question for answer with supplementarities and short comments in which different points of view are expressed consciously and precisely. And the government has adequate opportunity to state its case. This procedural device is analogous to an adjournment motion without its censor aspect. Hence, it can be introduced in either House of the Parliament. Censure motion can be moved against an individual minister or a group of individuals or group of ministers or the entire Council of Ministers. It is moved for censuring the Council of Ministers for specific policies and actions. If it is passed in Lok Sabha, the Council of Ministers need not resign from the office. Hence, option C is not correct. No confidence motion, it can be moved against the entire Council of Ministers only. It is moved for ascertaining the confidence of Lok Sabha in the Council of Ministers. If it is passed in the Lok Sabha, the Council of Ministers must resign from office. Fourth question. With reference to UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program, consider the following statements. First one, it was launched in Rio Earth Summit 1992. Second one, it aims to improve the relationship between people and their environment and training in natural resources management. Third statement, World Network of Biosphere Reserves of the Man and Biosphere program does not cover transboundary sites. Which of the above statement is correct? They are asking for correct statement from above three statements. Okay, correct answer is option B. Second statement is correct because UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program, simply called as MAB program of UNESCO, aims to improve relationship between people and their environment and training in natural resources management. The Man and the Biosphere program was formally launched in 1971 as an intergovernmental scientific initiative, mainly to improve the relationship between people and their environment by prospering interdisciplinary research and training in natural resources management. The concept of Man and Biosphere Reserves originated in 1974 by a task force of UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program. The first Man and Biosphere Reserves were designated 2 years later. So by this, statement 1 is not correct and statement 2 is correct. Its worldwide network of Biosphere Reserve currently counts 701 sites in 124 countries all over the world, including 21 transboundary sites. Okay, so statement 3 is also not correct. Fifth question. Which of the following could increase the money supply in the economy? First statement. Waiving of the cash reserve ratio requirement on housing and MSME loans. Second one. RBI performing long-term repo operations. Third one, RBI issuing securities under market stabilization scheme. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Okay, for this question, the correct option is 1 and 2 only. Option B, decreasing cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. To improve credit flow, it means to improve money supply to the housing and auto sectors and to small businesses, the central bank waived off the cash reserve ratio for banks for a limited period. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Through long-term repo operations, the central bank will infuse money into the banking system in tranches through loans of long-term maturity periods of 1 year and 3 years to banks. Through this long-term repo operations, banks will be able to borrow 1 and 3 year loans at the repo rate. Long-term repo operation helps inject liquidity into the banking system. Hence, statement 2 is also correct. Market stabilization scheme securities are special bonds floated on behalf of government by the RBI for the specific purpose of absorbing the excess liquidity in the system when regular government bonds prove inadequate in it. Whenever there is a situation of capital inflows and excess liquidity in the economy, RBI sterilizes the effects of significant capital inflows by offloading parts of stock of government securities held by it and thus absorbs the excess liquidity in the market. But the securities held by RBI may not be sufficient to conduct sterilization when the liquidity in the economy is too high. It is in the case of demonetization. Thus, MSS was devised to absorb excess liquidity in the economy. Hence, statement 3 is not correct.